Imagine a magnificent city, not built, but carved directly into the heart of rose-red cliffs. A bustling metropolis, the capital of a powerful empire, now standing as a silent, haunting ruin. What happened here? What catastrophic series of events could erase such a wonder from the pages of history for centuries? I'm Ripon, and this is Weirdly Forgotten. Today we journey into the stone corridors of Petra to uncover the truth behind its mysterious rise and equally enigmatic fall. Gaze upon this. The iconic treasury, Al-Khazneh, emerging from the rock as if by magic. This is the image that has captured the world's imagination, but it's just the gateway. Petra was a sprawling city, home to tens of thousands. So how did a place this grand, this vital, simply vanish from memory? To understand its fall, we must first understand its creators. Meet the Nabataeans. They weren't just brilliant architects, they were masters of survival and commerce. In one of the most arid regions on Earth, they engineered an astonishing system of dams, cisterns, and channels to capture and control precious rainwater, turning the desert into a livable oasis. This ingenuity wasn't just for survival, it was the foundation of their wealth. Petra's location was no accident. It sat at the crossroads of ancient commerce. Caravans laden with frankincense from Oman, spices from India, and silks from China all passed through here. The Nabataeans controlled these routes, levying taxes and growing fabulously wealthy. Petra wasn't just a rest stop, it was a vibrant cosmopolitan hub where cultures, ideas, and fortunes collided. This was its golden age, a city literally carved from trade and ambition. But as with all great empires, the sun began to set. In 106 CE, a major power shift occurred. The mighty Roman Empire annexed the Nabataean kingdom. Was this a hostile takeover or a peaceful transition? Historians debate it. Initially, it may have seemed like a good thing, integrating Petra into the vast Roman network. However, this embrace might have been a chokehold. The city lost its independence, and its fate became tied to the whims of Rome. The world was changing. Ambitious sailors and merchants discovered something that would alter the course of history: maritime trade routes through the Red Sea. Suddenly, the long, arduous overland journey through the desert, the very journey that made Petra rich, became obsolete. Ships could carry more goods, faster and cheaper. As caravans bypassed Petra, the river of gold that flowed through its streets began to dry up, slowly but surely eroding the city's economic foundation. Then, nature itself struck a devastating blow. In 363 CE, a massive earthquake rocked the region. It shattered buildings, toppled columns, and critically damaged the Nabataeans' ingenious water systems. The city was crippled. While the resilient people of Petra rebuilt, another powerful quake struck in 551 CE. Imagine the psychological impact. Your magnificent city, twice brought to its knees by the very earth it was carved from. This likely triggered a major exodus, as people fled in search of safer ground. But the earth wasn't the only force at play. The climate itself was shifting. Evidence suggests the region may have entered a period of prolonged drought. The once reliable rains became scarce, making agriculture nearly impossible and putting immense strain on the already damaged water collection systems. The effort required to maintain Petra's sophisticated network of channels and cisterns would have been monumental for a dwindling population. It became a vicious cycle. Fewer people meant less maintenance, which meant less water, forcing even more people to leave. The abandonment wasn't an event. It was a slow, silent migration, as inhabitants sought more hospitable lands, leaving their stone city to the encroaching desert. While the city was emptying, a new idea was taking root. Christianity began to spread throughout the Byzantine Empire, and Petra was no exception. Temples dedicated to the Nabataean gods, like Dushara and Al-Uzza, were repurposed into churches. You can still see the evidence today, crosses carved into the walls of ancient tombs. As the population converted, the old pagan traditions and the religious sites central to Petra's identity lost their importance. The city's spiritual heart was changing. and this cultural shift may have lessened the emotional and economic ties for the few who remained. The old gods were silent, and the vibrant pilgrimages that once brought life to the city faded away. For over 1,000 years, Petra was lost to the Western world, a secret kept by the local Bedouin tribes. Its name appeared only in ancient texts, a place of myth. Then, in 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, disguised as an Arab scholar, tricked his local guide into leading him to the legendary lost city. His dramatic rediscovery ignited a firestorm of global fascination. The world was reintroduced to the Rose City, and its secrets began to be unearthed. Today, archaeologists continue to dig, revealing new insights into Petra's final days. They found evidence of how the last residents adapted, living in repurposed tombs and struggling to survive in a city that was a shadow of its former self. Petra's story isn't one of a single dramatic collapse. It was a complex, slow-motion decline caused by a perfect storm of economic shifts, natural disasters, climate change, and cultural transformation. Petra now stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a breathtaking testament to human ingenuity and the relentless power of time. It reminds us that even the greatest cities can fall, and that even forgotten ruins have powerful stories to tell, waiting for those willing to listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed uncovering this mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the weirdly forgotten. See you next time.